Hey guys, so before I get into the video today, this is clearly me, not my usual setting. I'm actually out of town right now, but I just kind of wanted to explain. I filmed this video around 2 weeks ago, and then finals started happening and everything like that. I'm in finals week right now, so I've been studying a lot and just really have been trying to edit this video, but it's taken me a little bit longer than what I thought. So that is where I've been. I just kind of wanted to explain why I haven't uploaded in a while. But now that my finals are going to be over, I am planning to upload a lot more. Make sure to subscribe and hit the little notification bell to get notified every time I upload. And yeah, let's get into it. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So originally I wanted to record this video like 5 days ago, and I ended up breaking my tripod. Kind of had to order another one. So that finally came in today. So now I am finally getting to sit down and do this video with you guys. This video I'm actually super excited for because I feel like a lot of you have questions about this. I know you already saw in the title, but this is gonna be how to pick your classes and what classes I recommend, and the professors and all the stuff in between, what time you should take classes, and overall just everything I've learned over the past year. And yes, I'm only it's a rising sophomore, but I do feel like I have a little bit of knowledge that I can share with you guys if you guys have questions. So a couple days ago, I posted on my Instagram story, and if you're not following me over there, it's Katie Blevins with 2 S's. So make sure you follow that so you can participate in future polls and questions. But I asked you guys to ask me questions about classes, so I'm gonna go ahead and answer those. And I'm also gonna be going over the classes that I took my first year and what I recommend for you guys as gen eds and stuff like that. So if you guys are interested, just keep watching. Okay, I hope I'm in the same spot. I had to get up to grab my questions. But first I'm gonna go through the classes that I took my freshman year as my gen eds. So I did print out all of my notes and my transcripts and everything like that. So before I get into the classes that I took my freshman year, I wanna get into JMU's general education system and how that works and what classes they require you to take. So basically there's a cluster system where there's 5 clusters. So I have the website put up, so that's what I'm gonna be referring to. So cluster 1 is the only one that you have to complete within your freshman year, and it's called Skills for the 21st Century. And it's basically like your speaking and writing classes. Cluster 2 are gonna be your arts and humanities, so like English, art history, philosophy. Cluster 3 is the natural world, and that's gonna be all your math and your sciences. Cluster 4 are your social and cultural processes, and this consists of your history, your economics, stuff like that. And then finally, cluster 5 are individuals in the human community, which is like wellness and domain and socio-cultural domain, so like your health classes and stuff like that. I'm gonna try and put pictures on the screen while I'm talking about them, but their website makes it really easy to understand. There's different blurbs of like what each class is. So if you're struggling with that, this website will definitely help you out. Now jumping into my schedule, I have this broken up between fall 2019 and spring 2020, and I kind of just want to go through this pretty quickly so I can get to you guys' questions. Another thing I should say is that when I entered college, I guess not entered, when I applied to college, I applied as an architectural design major, and I got in somehow, some way. I guess they liked my artwork or something. After I attended their summer springboard and everything, I started learning more about it. Just wasn't interested into it anymore, so I switched to a marketing major. And so all of my fall classes are kind of geared towards that track. So if you're a business or marketing major, this is probably what your schedule is going to look like, but maybe not because there are a lot of options. But basically, I took Econ 200, which is Intro to Macroeconomics. I had this from 11:15 to 12:05, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I earned a B. Then we had Math 205, which was Intro to Calc, and if you followed me for a while, you know that I did not like this class. I had this from 1:25 to 2:15, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I earned a C+. Then we have Philosophy 150, which is Ethical Reasoning, which I had from 4 to 5:15, Monday, Wednesday, and I got a B. Then we have Art History 206, which is Renaissance to Modern Art. I had this from 3:30 to 4:45, Tuesday, Thursday, and got a B+. And then finally, I had History 225, which is US History, and I had this from 5 to 6:15, Tuesday, Thursdays, and 2 to 2:50 on Tuesdays, and I earned an A. I know I went over that super quickly, but having said that, my favorite class out of all of these is easily History 225, US History. I love history. I don't know why. It's just probably my favorite subject. Probably. I don't know. I just think it's interesting. And if you notice, I had 2 times. So I had a 5 to 6:15 Tuesday, Thursday, which was lecture. And then that one's actually a 4-credit class. So I had a discussion section as well from 2 to 2:50 only on Tuesdays. Overall, it was a super great class. I highly recommend. And if you guys are interested in the professors I had, feel free to shoot me a DM on Instagram or comment them down below, and I will try to get back to you guys on that. And my least favorite class, Math 205. I'm just not into calc, but I don't know a lot of people who are. So that was my fall semester. So I think I switched my major either end of September, early October. I'm pretty sure it was early October. I switched to a health sciences major because I just wasn't liking marketing. It wasn't even marketing. It was really my econ and my math class. And I was like, I can't see myself doing this for the next 4 years. I wasn't really into it, so I decided to switch, and super happy with my decision still. Hopefully that was my last time changing. I'm pretty sure it is, like 99.9% sure. So for my spring 2020 semester, I love this schedule so much, and I didn't even get to use it all. It was so good. It was so perfect. So first I have Religion 101, and that is Religions of the World. I had this from 9:05 to 9:55 Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And at the moment I have an A. I say at the moment because it is the last week of classes, so I have finals next week, so these could change, but at the moment that is what I have. Then I have WRTC 103, which is Critical Reading and Writing. I had this from 10:10 to 11 Monday, Wednesdays, and honestly couldn't tell you what I have in this class because he doesn't do it by percentage, he does it by points. I don't have all my points yet because the semester's not over, so I don't know what I have. I think it's around the B range, could be wrong. I think that's what I have. Then I have SCOM 123, which are group presentations. I had this from 8 to 9:15 Tuesday, Thursdays, and at the moment I have an A. It's actually my highest grade right now. Both SCOM and the Critical Reading and Writing are part of Cluster 1 that you have to complete before your freshman year is over. Then we have Health 100, which is Personal Wellness. I had this from 9:30 to 10:45 Tuesday, Thursday, and I have an A. And then finally, we have Psych 160, which is Lifespan and Human Development. And then I had this from 11 to 12:15 Tuesday, Thursday, and right now I have a B+. I know I'm going really fast, but I just really want to answer you guys' questions. My favorite class out of all of these 5 is probably either Health 100 or Psych 160. I don't like hate any of these classes, let me say that. I kind of like all of these classes, but Health 100 and Psych 160 are kind of geared towards my major a little bit more. My least favorite class, probably the Critical Reading and Writing. I just don't know anybody who would enjoy that. Maybe an English major, I don't know. That was my spring 2020 schedule. I actually had my enrollment last week for fall 2020, so I have those listed down of what I'm taking next semester if you guys are interested. I'm taking Chem 131 and Chem 131 Lab. I'm taking Math 220, which is Elementary Statistics. I'm taking Health 150, which is Intro to Health Sciences. I'm taking Health 210, Medical Terminology, and Health 245, Infectious Disease. I'm gonna have a great time. It's gonna be wonderful. And that's not even sarcastic. I'm so looking forward to next semester. Nerd, but what can you do about it? If any of you guys watching have taken any of these classes, comment down below how you liked them, if you didn't like them, study tips, anything like that. Now jumping into y'all's questions. You guys had a lot of good questions that I probably had when I was picking classes as well. So a question that I got a lot was how big are the class sizes? And it ranges if you're taking like a gen ed versus one more specific to your major. The biggest class, I think I have a Snapchat video of this because I was so shocked at how big this class was. I think it was like almost 300 people. I only had one class like that. All of my other ones were like 100 to 150-ish. This semester though, my SCOM and my writing class were easily like 20 to 30 people. There was not that many. It felt like a high school class with like little desks and everything. It was weird. But yeah, the class sizes, they range. Which class was my favorite? I kind of already went over that. The history, the psych, and Health 100. This next one says, how are teacher/TA? And honestly, I've had a couple TAs. They're there if you need them. They're great resources that can help you if you don't want to go right to your professor. That's what they're there for, so they can be very helpful. I've never had a one-on-one contact with one. They're there if you need them, and they can be a great help. This next one is, how much time should I leave between my classes? Oh my gosh. So what I love about JMU is they have this like table. I don't know how to explain it. I'll throw up a picture, but it says, can I get there on time? And basically, if you have like a class on the quad and you have one on east, you like go to the one in between and it tells you either green or red. So if you have 15 minutes in between, if you can get there on time, which is so helpful when you pick classes. It's also like once you've been doing it for a while, you kind of can guesstimate if you can get there on time or not. So typically it's just 15 minutes in between each class. Any more than that, you should be fine. You should be fine with 15 minutes. With that table, I used it and it said I couldn't get there on time, but I did it anyways. And I always had time to stop at Dunkin' Donuts, so that was kind of nice. And I thought I couldn't do it, but I did, and it was great. So 15 minutes seems like not a lot of time, but if you get out of class on time, you should be good. Do you have a better time concentrating in morning classes or afternoon classes? Definitely morning. I was so dumb my first semester, which like I didn't know. I'm like, oh, college, I can sleep in, like I don't have to do anything. For me at least, I did not like it. It was fine, I got over it, but like Tuesday, Thursdays, I was in class from 3:30 to 6:15. I hated that. I am such a morning person. I just like, I hated it, hated it. So now I'm making all my classes morning classes and I love it. It's personal preference. So if you like afternoon classes, go for it. I learned that I can't do it and I get very tired and I'm much more productive in the morning. But if you guys like afternoon classes, go for it. Did you have to write a lot of papers and was it hard? Hard is kind of a relative term. Paper wise, I didn't have a lot my first semester because I wasn't really in any writing or English classes. This semester I am, and I've definitely noticed it's a lot more writing heavy, but I think it's all relative and it depends on your professor, which class you're in. So you're gonna end up writing a paper in college, but it's not the worst. It's not the end of the world. This one says, what was the worst class you've taken at JMU and why? I think we all know by now it's probably Math 205, just because I did not like the material, did not like the class, didn't understand it. But I made really great friends in that class, so that was actually a really fun time. The class was fun, the material, not so much. What was the biggest class you were in as a freshman? Probably my Psych 160 class, which again, I'll probably throw up the video that I took my first day because I was so in shock of how many people were in there. What classes did you have to take as a health science major? So I'm not anywhere near taking like specific health sciences major classes. The great thing about the gen eds though is that some of them overlap. So with my spring 2020 semester, my health 100 and my psych 160 count. And then next semester, pretty much all of them are for health sciences. So that's pretty nice. But also my Chem 131 and my Chem 130 lab will count for my cluster 3 as well. My favorite class of freshman year, if I had to pick one, probably health 100. I don't know. I just really liked that one. I really liked my professor. I really liked the way that she did notes. I don't know, I just thought it was interesting. For SCOM classes, is it better to do individual presentation or group presentation? So if you would have asked me this before I enrolled for this past semester, I would have said individual 100%. I had to take presentation classes in my high school where my junior year was dedicated to group and my senior year was dedicated to individual. And I loved individual, I loved working by myself. It was great, it was wonderful. I was like, I'm not going in doing group. Nobody's gonna do their work because I'm that type of person. I just like, kind of a control freak. I was like, nobody's gonna pull their weight. It's gonna be awful. I'm not gonna enjoy it. So my roommate actually took individual and I ended up having to take group because it just didn't work out with my schedule. So I'm taking group and honestly, no complaints. I actually probably would recommend it more than individual because I don't know, if you get the right group, you're gonna be set. If you don't, I don't know. I was very scared to take the risk, but it ended up working out for me. So honestly, if you're more of a social person, do group. If you're not, do individual. Both are great options. How easy was it to transfer from architecture? Do you have any extra semesters to do? No, because I switched from architecture to marketing before I even started my fall semester. So I have no extra semesters to do. Thank God. And it was pretty easy. All I did was change it on my Madison. So how big are the lecture halls and what is your smallest class? The lecture sizes kind of range, like I've said. My smallest class was, I think, 24 was my writing class. So that was kind of nice. Are the professors easy to reach to? Yes, 100%. I reached out to so many of my professors through this online thing, which I think my first semester I probably reached out to once. And this semester I think I've emailed at least all of them at least once. They really want you to communicate with them and be there so they can help you. So yes, they're very easy to reach. How many hours do you spend in class versus on homework per week? I don't know. With it being online, it's kind of hard because there's no like distinctive line of when I'm in class versus homework. And with it being online, it's kind of all homework. I uploaded a video last week. I'll put it up in the cards as well as the description. But basically it was my quarantine routine and how I do schoolwork from home. But basically I've been getting up pretty early between 7:30 and 8:30 every day, depending what I have to do, how much I have to do and everything like that. And then I typically work on schoolwork pretty much all day until like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. I like starting multiple things and I never finish them, which like, I know a lot of people are the opposite. They'd rather work on one thing with the whole day and like see it completed. No, I look at like everything I have to do and I'll like knock them out. So if it takes like me like 5 minutes, yeah, I'll do that whole thing. But if it's gonna take me a couple days, I'll start it and then come back to it the next day, stuff like that. So a very long time. And it all depends on your classes and how much each class has homework, because like some has more than others. This next one is kind of the same. It says what classes are hard for you, how long do you normally have to study for. Again, I think it depends on the subject, what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, and stuff like that. There was a lot of time on like my math class, my econ class, my art history class. That was just a lot of flashcards. This past semester, it was a lot of time on health. That was a lot of flashcards. I don't know, I think they're all a fair amount of work. I just think some are more than others. Are you able to have a lot of free time outside of class and studying? Yes, a lot. It doesn't seem like it based on what I just said, but you end up having a lot of time, especially on weekends and stuff like that. So you're not gonna be super overwhelmed if you are able to manage your time. The next one says how to pick freshman year. There are so many handouts, so many guides online of what classes to take, because that's something I struggled with too a lot, was how to figure out which classes to take and stuff like that. Definitely try and get as many cluster 1 classes your first semester as you can, which is only 3, and that leaves you 2 other ones. And your 2 other ones, try to pick stuff that overlaps with your major as well as a gen ed. That way, if you try and change your major, it still counts as a gen ed credit, so definitely do that. That was like with my econ. I took econ for my marketing major and ended up not sticking with marketing, but it still counts as my gen ed. This one says, did I take HOB 191? If so, how was it? I personally didn't take it, but I know a lot of people when I was still in marketing, a lot of them had to take it, and I don't think they had any complaints really. I think it all depends on your professor. Okay, so these next 4 questions are all from my friend Gabrielle, also known as Gibby. She's actually been on my channel before. Her first question is post-undergrad plans. No idea. I mean, maybe, but like, not really sure. I'm not really sure yet. Her next question is, why aren't you taking any classes with me? This emoji. I don't know, Gibby. Why aren't we taking any classes together? Gibby's a bio major, for those of you who don't know, so we technically could be in some classes together. Then her third question is, how stressful is registration? And normally, it's very terrible. It's a very horrible time. It's very anxiety driven. It's awful, because basically if you don't know, if you haven't registered for classes, you basically put everything in like a shopping cart. You can't enroll unless it's your enrollment time, so it's very stressful because a lot of people have the same time as you. So when you go to check out, stuff will close like immediately because someone had checked it out before you, then you have to switch, and it's just like, it's crazy. But this semester, I finished registration in 3 minutes. I had to change 1 class and that was it. I was so excited. And then her last question is, how confident are you about getting to HBS on time? So like I was saying, my last semester, I guess this semester that I'm in right now, spring, I had 15 minutes to get from HBS to NGO, if you guys are familiar with the campus, and that should take about a 17-minute walk, but I got there every day on time and had time to stop at Dunkin', so I'm very confident. I also don't think I have classes back to back at those 2 places, so I did myself a favor this semester. If you guys aren't following Gibby, go follow her on Instagram. It's GW Galden. I'll put it up on screen and in the description. Is it hard to navigate classes? Building wise, no. Because when I first went there, I used my GPS on my phone, so nobody could really tell what I was doing, but that's how I got to my building. And then as far as like classes, you're kind of just gonna have to figure out where they are. And once you find them, you'll be good, you'll be set. And then my last question is the same thing about free time, homework, classes, stuff like that. And again, you're just gonna have to find your balance. I think for everyone, it's a little bit different. If you're more productive in the morning, maybe have night classes and do all your work in the morning, or vice versa, go to class in the morning and then do work at night, which is what I did. I kind of like morning classes better, which I've kind of already explained, but I think if you have night classes, you're kind of on a time schedule every day. So like, I know when I wake up in the morning, I'm going straight to class, getting ready, going straight to class, and then I have the whole rest of my day to do whatever I need to do, where vice versa, you get up whenever, you do your work, and you're like, all right, 3:30, I have to leave, I have to be in my class at 4, like whatever the case may be. So I don't know, I just feel like I'd be a lot more stressed and on like a time restriction. But again, everybody's college experience is different, and if you guys like morning classes or night classes better, you do you. I'm just giving you guys my personal experience having taken both. I'm a morning classes type of person, but again, that is just my opinion. Those are all my questions. I feel like this was a great video. I really enjoyed doing this. If you guys have any more questions, please comment them down below, or feel free to DM me on Instagram. Again, it's Katie Blevins with 2 S's. If you guys found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and also hit the subscribe button down below. And don't forget to hit the little notification bell to get notified every time I upload. I think that's gonna be everything for this video. I hope you guys are having a great week, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.